Hey everyone, Dan Saavedra here from mergerdata.com, and lately I've been getting a lot of questions around Operations Hub Enterprise and what additional features and capabilities that hub subscription actually provides. So when we're comparing Operations Hub Enterprise to other enterprise subscriptions, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what you get by upgrading to Operations Hub Enterprise, especially if you have a Marketing Hub Enterprise or a Sales Hub Enterprise. And there's a lot of overlap in these features. And so I'm just going to walk through the ones that are unique to Operations Hub Enterprise and talk a little bit about why you might want to upgrade those and what value they can provide. So I'm always a big proponent of having Operations Hub Professional for almost any HubSpot instance, just because it opens up the possibility for a lot of data work with webhooks and with custom code. So we're going to assume that you already have Operations Hub Professional here, and we'll just be talking about the enterprise features themselves, because obviously you get all of the professional features if you're going up to enterprise. So that's a separate discussion there. So if we keep scrolling down here for the Operations Hub Enterprise column, you can see that there's tons of features listed. And in reality, a lot of these features overlap with other enterprise products, especially Marketing Hub Enterprise. And so I'm just going to talk about the ones that don't. So we can see, starting with standard sandbox account, that's when the enterprise specific features pop up. Obviously, you have upped limits in terms of the existing features you got in professional. So you can see calculated properties, teams, everything like that increases significantly. It's pretty similar with other professional to enterprise jumps in marketing or sales. You'll get additional calculated properties and various things like that. But we're going to scroll down here. And first thing to note is the first feature that's unique to Operations Hub Enterprise, meaning that you can't get it with any of the other enterprise hubs, is the advanced data calculations and prep. So this is a relatively new feature inside of HubSpot, but what you'll basically be able to do is create custom formulas like you would be able to in something like Excel or Tableau or something like that, but instead you can do it directly in HubSpot itself and not have to go to an external tool. You can also see here that they mentioned data sets here. And so we'll get to that, but you can create up to 20 derived fields per data set. So you create a data set inside of HubSpot, and then you can create 20 derived fields using different properties, operators, functions to make your calculations. So that's the first feature that's unique to HubSpot's Operations Hub Enterprise that you won't find in the other products. And then if we scroll down, pretty much everything up until data sets is included in Marketing Hub Enterprise, and then some of the other enterprise products as well. So data sets is the next thing that's unique, and then everything below that is unique as well, except for custom objects. So data sets, Salesforce custom object sync, Snowflake data share, and then advanced permissions are all unique to HubSpot Operations Hub Enterprise. The advanced permissions one is a little bit confusing in my opinion, because with the other enterprise hubs, you'll see other types of permissions features. But this one seems to be a little bit different because it's more oriented towards specific tools and data in the HubSpot account. So you're a little bit more you'll have a little more granular capabilities in terms of the permissions that you can set. And so data set is the first really big one to note. This basically shortcuts all of your data analysis for the organization. So let's say you're setting up reports and dashboards with pretty much the same filters for each report. It can be pretty cumbersome to create a duplicate of an existing report and then go in and change all the filters. So instead, what you can do is you can create these data sets, which are basically pre-processed views of HubSpot data, so that people don't have to continuously reconstruct those analysis. And this becomes really useful in terms of ensuring data quality and accuracy in your reports. And then you can get a little bit deeper, as you can see, because you'll have your ability to create calculated fields within these data sets. Now, there are some limitations when it comes to the data sets that you won't find in other BI or data visualization tools. So it's something important to keep in mind. So you can see that the first thing is that there's a 50 data set limit, and then Those data sets can only be comprised of a combination of 20 derived fields and 40 properties for a total of 60 columns per data set. So you are limited in terms of the size of the data set, but this will make development of reports and dashboards much more efficient and standardized. Next is a Salesforce custom object sync. So you can make up to 10 custom objects per account, sync those directly to Salesforce. Now this is obviously useful if you use Salesforce for sales in your organization. It's something that you can't get with these other products for HubSpot. So something to keep in mind. So the next feature here is the Snowflake data share. And this can be pretty useful if you have Snowflake already in your organization and you're looking just to bring HubSpot data into Snowflake and make it available for analysis or combination with other data sources inside of Snowflake. And the unique thing about Snowflake data share is that it's not going to drive up your data costs because you're not actually transferring data in between the platforms. And so you can see in the Snowflake data page that HubSpot provides why this is the case. So let's see. So Snowflake has the data sharing capability, and no data is copied or transferred between accounts as part of data sharing. So that's a big deal, especially if you have a large HubSpot account. Using a tool like Fivetran or something else to extract and load data elsewhere can get pretty expensive if you have a high volume of changes going on inside of HubSpot. So this is another option if you're in Snowflake already to keep costs down and only use data that you really need. And so I'm going to go back to the features page here again. Those are pretty much the features that you get specifically with Operations Hub Enterprise. And if we go back up and look at the price again, it's $2,000 per month. So you have to really think hard about whether or not these features unique to Operations Hub are really worth upgrading for. And in my opinion, if you're generating a lot of reports inside of HubSpot, it is worth it to upgrade to Operations Hub Enterprise, just because you do get those additional calculated properties. You do get the data sets, you get the advanced calculations that you can do, and it really opens up some of the more complex reporting that you'll be looking to do. Now, if you already have other Enterprise Hub subscriptions, you can get pretty far with those, but at some point it makes sense to just go with the entire Enterprise bundle, just because if you're subscribing to 3 separate Enterprise Hubs, you're pretty close already to the Enterprise bundle cost. And actually, let me go into CRM Suite here. So it's $5,000 a month to start. And so if you're talking about a $2,000 Marketing Hub Enterprise, a $2,000 Operations Hub Enterprise subscription, and then if we go to marketing and you're talking about $3,600 a month, you're already at the cost of the entire bundle. And so that's just so much more powerful in terms of what you can do. You don't really have to worry about the feature sets. So if you're looking at more than 2 enterprise suites, I would just go for the bundle anyway and get all the features that you can. So to recap, let's go back to the Operations Hub page here. Look at the enterprise column. We'll see all features. Scroll down. Hey everyone, real quick before we finish up the video here, if you are interested in upgrading Operations Hub to either professional or enterprise, we're running a special where we will provide you with up to 10 hours of free consulting and development work on Operations Hub so that you can get a head start when you upgrade your subscription. All you have to do is go to the page linked below in the video description and then fill out a form real quick and we'll get you on your way. So back to the video. And then the ones that you're getting specifically with Operations Hub Enterprise that are not included in the other enterprise bundles are: number 1, advanced data calculations and prep. 2, you're going to get data sets. 3, Salesforce custom object sync. 4, Snowflake data share. And then 5, advanced permissions. Custom objects are included in other enterprise subscriptions as well. Very useful feature. The sandbox is also in other enterprise subscriptions. So standard sandbox, where is this? Yep, standard sandbox account. That'll be in other enterprise subscriptions as well. So not something that you need to get Operations Hub Enterprise for specifically. Now, if you've just come to watch the video for Operations Hub Enterprise, that's pretty much it in terms of what we're going to be talking about with that. I am going to dive into just a quick minute on Operations Hub Professional, just to point out which features are specifically in Operations Hub Professional and therefore in Enterprise as well. And so the programmable automation, data quality automation are both big ones that people tend to upgrade for, just because with the data quality automation, you can do some pretty large scale deduplication and set up certain data quality rules to automatically clean data for you. It's not necessarily 100%. There's some external tools that are really good at getting more granular with the data quality, but I feel like and have witnessed that this data quality automation gets a lot of people 50 to 60% of the way there in terms of cleaning up their data and identifying duplicates. So that's a good one. And then programmable automation is almost always a great investment because you're getting webhooks and you're getting custom code functionality. And so if you're integrating with any other platform, just being able to send webhooks elsewhere and being able to use custom code to call the HubSpot API to do some more advanced data processing, it's a really big deal. And so that's a good feature set that's included only in Operations Hub Professional that you would get in Enterprise as well. And then we also have Data Quality Command Center. That's not in anything else. So this will tell you if there are issues with your data. A really useful feature just to get a feel for where everything is at. Otherwise, we talked about webhooks already. And then we have the scheduled workflow triggers as well, which are unique to Operations Hub. And so those are the professional features that you'll get included in Operations Hub Enterprise as well. Professional is a great investment, and those all roll up into Enterprise. So the leap from starter to professional is much smaller, and then the leap from professional to Enterprise is a little bit bigger. So I would just do the calculations, see if those enterprise features are right for you in terms of the reporting side of things. Otherwise, it might not be worth it unless you're already getting 2 or more enterprise products anyways. So hopefully this video was helpful for you and just talked a little bit more about what Operations Hub Enterprise has to offer. I'm Dan Saavedra from RedRData.com. We're always doing data stuff inside of HubSpot. That's our specialty. So we come across these questions a lot. We work all the time with Operations Hub just because it adds some great features to the HubSpot platform and allows better analysis with other tools. So hopefully this has been useful, and I will talk to you next time.